This is Marcus from Mystic Prophecy, and you're watching CMS TV, Classic Metal Show. Hell yeah.
Well, since you brought up social media, unless you got another social media.
I got nothing. Go ahead.
This is what I think is the biggest story going on right now that no one is talking about. But I think it is a huge story, and it has to do with social media and heavy metal. I'll bring it back to metal, folks.
All right.
In other news, let me tell you about Beyonce. No, I'm kidding. So on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday of this week, Nuclear Blast Records, we're all aware of Nuclear Blast Records. Sure. Obviously, they've had a shit ton of huge bands on their labels. Sepultura, I think Soilwork, I think Machine Head's on there now, Hammerfall. A zillion metal bands are on that label and have been on that label.
All right.
On Tuesday, they didn't exactly give the reason, but you know the reason. They came out with their big, bold statement, we're leaving Twitter. We're quitting Twitter in 2 days. So goodbye. Join us on all the other platforms, on Facebook or Blue Sky or Instagram or blah, 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 whatever. Right?
Okay.
You know as well as I do what that means. Political bullshit.
Sure, of course.
They're not going to say it, but it's political bullshit. And they did. They left Twitter on Thursday, I think. Come this morning, huge fuck around and find out moment for Nuclear Blast. And this is going to cost them a shitload of money if they can't fix it fast. Look at this fucking story. Let me share this with you. I'm thinking they are going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. Nuclear Blast. Oh, this is them leaving X. It's the wrong one.
All right.
Maybe I don't even need the article. They, on today, this morning, it came out that they had their YouTube channel shut down by YouTube.
Okay.
3.2 million followers. It is how they promote every single album release that they do. They do the whole three songs leading into the record and all that stuff. And now the only two platforms that they could put their music on to do this, gone. I guess you could put it on Facebook, but how much traction are you going to get on Facebook? Right?
Yeah.
You know, how much traction you going to get on Blue Sky?
Right.
So, where is this at? Where am I at here? I can't find my... One of these goddamn tabs I have shows that it's already taking effect. But I ain't seeing it. Keep. It's this one.
So does it mention the reason why they got banned off of YouTube?
It does not. It was only posted on some Spanish website or something called Mondo Metal.
Okay.
But and before anybody says it's probably not true, I did go and look it up. I looked up to make sure it was gone, and then I found this screenshot on Hammerfall's website. Hammerfall out there trying to promote their new record that comes out in August.
Okay.
And you can see where the video was gone.
Yeah, it says this video with the account with this video has been terminated.
Done.
Terminated, not suspended. Terminated.
Now we've walked this walk.
We have.
We know what it feels like to get your YouTube channel taken. And while we were able to recover from it, we don't do business on it. You know, we didn't have our whole business model based around showcasing anything. This is don't you think this, not only is this huge for a indie label like Nuclear Blast.
Yeah, and again, I don't even know what the value of an indie label is.
Oh, they're still putting out all these records that
I know
are
they're
big in
putting out
Europe.
records. I mean, so is Frontiers, but you know, what? I don't know what the value of a quote unquote record label is these days.
Well, let's say that this Hammerfall record is going to sell 5,000 copies worldwide, which I don't know if that's low or high or whatever, but let's just say 5,000 copies for this one record. 5,000 at $20 a hit. 100 grand? Is that right?
Okay.
Now multiply that by every single band they have on their label.
Right.
I'm not saying they won't sell any, but dude, when you go to Blabbermouth every single day, what do you see? This band announces new album. Here's the first single. Here's the second single. Here's the third single. And where are all these things hosted? YouTube.
Right.
These guys are they're in a real hurt all of a sudden. And it's what you get for bringing your politics to your fucking business.
Right, of course.
It's absolutely, I think this is a big story. I think it shouldn't only be a big story for Nuclear Blast. It should be a big story for every label that they need to shut the fuck up with their politics.
Right. And how is not being on X going to hurt X?
It doesn't hurt X at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, we're taking our ball and we're going home. So you take that, X. And it's like, well, we'll miss you. We'll sure miss you.
Yeah, they don't care.
No, it's
I see this comment floating around out there.
Yeah.
Looks like they need a Rumble channel. Man, you can't just put up a Rumble channel. I mean, you can, obviously, but you can't. Rumble has what? 1/1000th of the audience?
Yeah, it's a platform that's growing, but
yeah.
YouTube has been around since what, 2006?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been over 20 years. They've got 20 years worth of history.
Yeah.
And they become a very recognizable symbol. When you see the YouTube label, the little TV screen with the YouTube, everybody knows what that is.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, not everybody, even on the news sites, will put up a Rumble video. I know that for a fact. I know there have been times that I have submitted stuff to the various labels that I know is like home run type stuff. But if I don't put it on YouTube, they will not post it.
Right.
Because they don't want to be associated with that right-leaning site. So they don't want Rumble on their sites. So, I don't know. I think this is a big deal. Maybe I'm crazy, but...
Well, I think it's a big deal as well, especially, do you think... Well, again, it's kind of a pussy move now that they've made their stand, but do you think that they'll reconsider their leaving
X? I almost think they have to.
They'll have to go, well, due to fan demand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because you're not going to... Where else can you put your videos?
Well, I guess the only other place would be like Spotify.
Yeah, I guess you could put them on Spotify. But again, how many people go there to watch videos? I mean, Spotify does have video podcasts and whatnot and does offer videos, but how many people are actually sitting around watching videos on Spotify? Have you ever?
No, I got to be honest. I haven't. I mean, I have seen it, but that's not a place I go looking for videos.
Yeah. I mean, we just recently got our channel yanked from Spotify, and I'll be honest, hasn't hurt our numbers one bit. To where even if our appeal goes through and they bring it back, I don't think I'm going to keep uploading there because I literally don't see a fall off at all. None. So, see, this is what I'm saying. Wretch is hitting it on the head. Nuclear Blast, a massive label. Anthrax, Slayer, Overkill, Sepultura. Typo, I think, was on there for a while. Soilwork. I mean, a lot of bands, man. Hammerfall. Basically, everybody that does business in Europe is on nuclear blast.
Right, because it's a German label, right?
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget, their entire history is wiped out as well. How long has Nuclear Blast been a label? As long as I've been in the business. And now everything that they've ever done, gone. Hopefully they're appealing and they'll get it back. That's some mistake.
But terminated. That's
terminate. I know. I mean, hopefully they can get it back. But I did some digging around, looking at Reddit and whatnot, which I know is not exactly. It's not exactly the place to go for all your factual finds, but they have a band called, I think, Malevolent or Malevolence. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the band, but apparently they had some video that just came out that was restricted or pulled down from the site. Maybe that was what it's for, but they would have still had to have 2 strikes, I would think, unless they had kiddie porn or something in the video. I don't know. I just know I cannot imagine today being Saturday what is going on in those offices at Nuclear Blast.
right.
There was 400 conference calls made today. How do we fucking fix this? We're sorry, YouTube. And YouTube's like, who cares?
Yep.
Get out of here, you metal faggots. Yeah, but I think this is a huge, huge story. I can't see how this ends well for Nuclear Blast at all.
Exactly.